So in today's episode, I would actually like to do a little exercise, and we can start off with a visualizer. I want you to picture where you want to be in 5 years. Think about what you want to wear. Think about what home you want to live in. Think about what kind of car you want to drive, if any. Think about, do you want a family, kids? Think about where you want to be. Think about what you want to be doing. Think about all these things. Okay, great. You got all that in your head. Now, what if I told you that for the next few years, you're going to have to work at it? A lot of things are going to go against you. You're going to lose some people you love, and there's going to be a lot of uncomfortable nights along the way. Now, does that picture still seem so perfect? Now, some of you might be sitting here and be like, well, that's not me. You know, this is going to happen, and that's going to happen, and everything's going to be great, and whatever. That might be true. But for the other 99% of us in the world, we're going to have to really put a foot down and get to where we want to be. Let's use this for an example so everybody can relate. Let's say you want a six-pack of abs, and you're looking at yourself in the mirror and you're like, oh, yeah, a six-pack would be nice. Like, I wish I had a better body or this and that. And you're thinking of it, and it all seems so perfect. But to get there, you have to cut back on your calories. You have to go to the gym every day. You have to really feel the burn. You have to be dedicated and disciplined to show up on a daily basis. And after a week, you're not going to really see any results. After 2 weeks, you might not. It's about long term. It's about the longevity. So this could be with anything. It could be with being a doctor, being a lawyer, being an artist, being a construction worker, anything. You want to be a lawyer? You got to go to school for a long time. Get your degrees. Work your way up. It takes time. Same thing with a doctor. You want to be an artist? You have to have a lot of up and downs and stay strong. You want to have your own construction company? You got to go to school. You got to learn the trade. You got to know all the ins and outs. You got to start somewhere. And it takes 5 to 10 years to build a successful construction company. So at the end of the day, motivation is great. And motivation could spark a lot of things, and it could spark interest, and it could give you a little bit of a drive. But at the end of the day, what's going to get you there is not motivation. It's discipline. It's daily effort. It's doing things over and over, repeating the process, not listening to the people around you, believing in yourself so wholeheartedly that you know no matter what, you're going to get there. And that's what it takes to achieve your dreams. So writing things down is always a good way to start. Having a visualizer in front of you and having a deadline set, that's a good way to challenge yourself, and it's a good way to make sure that you're getting things done in a timely manner and you're not running in circles. But the thing about goals is they're always going to change. You're going to set one goal, you're going to achieve it, and then you're going to want to set another one, and you're going to want to achieve that, and so on. So after deciding what you want, it's really about believing it. That's the next step that's really going to get you there. Write everything down and then believe in it wholeheartedly, and never take no for an answer, and always be open ears, always learn. A little bit of faith can really take you a long way. It's surprising, but my grandfather used to always tell me that. Never really clicked until I realized it's so true. It takes a lot to come to the realization. I've been to jail, and I've been through a lot of situations that I did not think I was going to make it out of. There has been a lot of times where I wanted to quit and just throw in the towel. But step after step and mistake after mistake, you learn and you grow from it. There's only one way I made it to the 33rd floor in Miami, and now my studio has a view of the whole city. There's only one way that happened, and that was by believing. I don't have a job. I don't have much support. I don't have a family that has a crazy amount of money where I'm like not anything special. So to be able to come from a place where it was dark and it was always in and out of the system, and now my building is, I could see the jail from my building, and I stand taller than the jail, and I look down on the jail at this point. How I got here was daily effort and consistency, but the number one thing was faith and belief. You have to really understand that the world is yours at the end of the day, and to achieve goals, it comes from within. It comes from a personal change first. Goals are great, dreams are great, but they don't work unless you do. Everybody wants this like cookie cutter process or this shortcut where it's like, oh, how can I be this? Or how can I get famous? Or how can I get rich? And there really is none. It's about the dedication and the discipline. There's honestly a million ways to go get it. You really just got to pick one and you just got to go get it. The power of changing your words makes things so much more achievable as well. When you turn I can't into I can, things become a whole different scenario. If you accept a limiting belief, it becomes the truth. So you have to expand your belief so strong and wholeheartedly that it turns into a reality. There's no cheat code to success. It's process behind it and belief. If you lose faith, you lose all. We live in a world that's full of distractions today, full of anxiety, full of a fear of being great, or fear of missing out on something, or most of all, a fear of not achieving your dreams. Because when you open up your phone, you see all these other people around you that are doing things that you want to be doing or living a life that you want to be living. And everything looks great on the screen because it's entertainment and that's what people want you to see. And that's how they're doing these things. But you don't see behind the screen. You don't see the effort that's put in to get there. You don't see what happened. And yes, there may be some people who were born into it, but you don't just get born into it because your dad was sitting on his ass or your grandfather just decided to get high all day. There's a behind the scenes to every story. And there's a lot of people who are great. And there's a lot of people who are striving to be great. I feel like there's just so many people who hold back on their greatness because they're scared or they're too busy comparing themselves to other people. When at the end of the day, it's a constant battle with yourself because everybody's goals are different and everybody's dreams are different. And everybody has a certain way that they want to live their life. What you like is not what he likes. What she wants to do is not what you want to do. Of course, there's going to be people that you have similar interests with, but everybody is different and everybody's journey is different and everybody's path is different. So you cannot compare. There's people who become successful at 19. There's people it takes them till 35 or 36 to get there. But what you see and what's in front of you is all the good and all the great, what your dreams are like, your goals. What it took to get there is a whole different story. And that's what most people miss out on. And that's what most people aren't willing to do. Just ask yourself one more question before we wrap this up. What else are you doing? If you're not working on your goals every day and knowing that you're going to get somewhere, then what else are you doing?